I'm starting a series called Things Able-Bodied People Do That Piss Me Off. Number 1, smoking cigarettes. Why are you doing that? Why do you do that? It's bad for you. It's literally one of the worst things you can do to your lungs, and you're just enjoying it. I think if I smoked one singular cigarette, that would be the last thing I ever did. I think it would take me out. You're over here with a perfectly fine, non-disabled body, and you're smoking cigarettes? Get out of my face. Number 2, riding roller coasters. Why are you doing that? What's the point? You're making yourself scared on purpose? That's weird. There's no reason for you to be doing that. You could be doing so many other things. You could be, I don't know, you could clean your bathroom. You could go for a brisk walk. Something that's good for your body. The last time I rode any kind of ride, I was 12 and I couldn't walk for a couple hours afterwards. I had to be carried from the fair. Are you guys just so bored with your non-disabled body that you're, damaging it and making yourself scared on purpose? Okay. Maybe go be disabled. I don't know.
Pain is exhausting. So exhausting. It makes sense because your body is, processing whatever that is, and it's, fighting that. And it sucks. It sucks so much. And also, your muscles are clenching because of the pain, and, it makes sense that pain causes tiredness. It causes fatigue. But it sucks, and I feel like it is not talked about. If you know someone who has chronic pain, keep in mind they probably have chronic fatigue too that they don't mention. Or if you recently started having chronic pain and are like, why am I so tired lately? It's probably because of the pain. Because pain is exhausting. And I feel like that connection should be made more, and it's not enough. So yeah, those two go hand in hand, unfortunately.
I've seen a lot of people be like, my chronic illness made me more empathetic, my chronic illness made me a better person, and that's great for you, but I cannot relate to that at all. My chronic illness has made me evil. Because number 1, I think I am dealing with a lot of grief and depression from having a chronic illness, and I think that just kind of makes you more irritable. But also, irritability is literally one of the main symptoms of my autoimmune disease. I have Graves' disease, and it speeds up your thyroid, and it basically just speeds up your whole body. And when you have a hormonal disorder, it's gonna mess with your brain a lot. Graves' disease can send you into psychosis. That's how much it messes with your brain. And so especially when my thyroid has gone overactive, I can turn into the worst person. I say the meanest things to people. I'm so irritated at everything. Everything is bothering me all the time if my thyroid's overactive. On top of that, when I'm flaring, I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, I'm not drinking enough water. And when you're sleep deprived and starving, you're not going to be very nice. So having all these symptoms has created the perfect storm for me to be a raging bitch. And I've learned to accept it, and the people around me have learned to accommodate it, because it's not something I can really do anything about because it's physiological. It's not really something I can regulate myself with because it is hormonal. But of course, I try to take accountability as much as possible because I know yeah, your chronic illness doesn't give you that excuse to be mean to people. But at the same time, I feel like it's important to have people in your life that understand that hey, this isn't personal, she's just sick.
As a chronically ill girly, I don't know if this is too controversial for me to say, but I mean no harm when I say it. I honestly get really offended when people tell me that they're too tired to do something, because I'm like, you don't know what it's like to be tired. You don't know what it's like to do one task a day and then feel like your whole entire body is going to shut down right after. You don't know what it's like to sleep for 10 plus hours and still wake up exhausted. Even if I sleep a decent amount, there's a very high chance that I'm still gonna have to at least take 2 naps throughout the day to make it. And don't even get me started on chores or cleaning, because I can only do one of those a day, or I feel like my whole entire body is gonna combust. So when people tell me that they're too tired to hang out or too tired to go somewhere, I'm just like, you don't know what tired is. I know what tired is, and I still go out and I still do those things, and sometimes I'm even in pain when I do those things. Okay, thanks for listening to my rant. Bye.
As a chronically ill person, it irritates the fuck out of me when I see an able-bodied, perfectly healthy person not being healthy. When I find out someone who is perfectly fine, nothing wrong with them, doesn't drink water, It makes me so mad. What do you mean you can just forget to drink water all day and you're perfectly fine? If I don't drink at least a gallon of water a day, I can't stand up. That's not an exaggeration. I drink at least a gallon of water a day. Or when I see someone like vaping and smoking and drinking and eating like really unhealthy things, like no judgment, do what you want. But that makes me so mad. What do you mean you can do all of those things and function perfectly fine? If I eat the wrong brand of chicken tender, I'm nauseous for 2 days. People that can function on like no sleep, not drinking water, not eating, like drinking and smoking, piss me off. Because what do you mean? Again, I'm not judging you. I'm just pissed off because how does your body just work like that? Your body's just fine. But when I try to do anything like that, my body hates me. If I don't get 10 hours of sleep, my body doesn't function.
Oh no, spoons and fucks are very different. If I have spoons and fucks, shit's gonna get done. If I have spoons but no fucks, shit might get done, but I don't really care if it does. If I have fucks but no spoons, I'm probably still in bed, having an anxiety attack, because I'm calling myself a lazy piece of shit. Or I'm gonna push myself farther than I should, and I will likely injure myself. If I have no fucks and no spoons, we're done. Nothing's happening. Nothing. No. Go away. Hope that clears things up.
People that don't have chronic illness don't realize that even if I am out looking like I'm having fun, I feel like shit.
If you ever think I'm way too dumb to be a doctor, you are absolutely not. Those motherfuckers know very little of what they are doing. I am on 2 different inhalers for my asthma and propranolol for my anxiety. A super fun fact about these medications is that propranolol calms down a certain receptor and inhalers stimulate that receptor. 11 doctors, 4 anesthesiologists, okay? And I don't even know how many fucking nurses looked at that med list and just said nothing about it. You wanna know the real fucking kick in the pants? Propranolol is a beta blocker. There are beta blockers that don't fuck with the same receptor that inhalers do. I swear to God, they don't know anything about how these fucking medications work. They don't. This helps with anxiety. This helps with asthma. Motherfucker! This isn't even the first time something like this has happened to me. Like, when you have a ton of comorbidities, this shit happens all the fucking time because these people do not pay attention to what the fuck they are doing. And they face no consequences! Literally fucking none for it. So yeah, you can become a doctor. I have faith in literally fucking anyone to get through medical school.
Here are 3 accommodations I've made for myself as an acting student with POTS. Hi, my name's Elena, and I was diagnosed with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome 5 years ago now. I'm not a doctor. This is my personal experience and things that have helped me to be able to continue acting and performing even in a chronically ill body. The first is memorizing laying down. As a POTS patient, I struggle with short-term memory issues because there's not enough blood getting to my brain. So my short-term memory is not my body's top priority. It's focusing on using the blood that we have to keep me alive. So I struggle to remember names and lines at this point. I have found that if I can get blood to my brain while I'm memorizing, things are going to stick a lot better. So I've started memorizing laying on my bed with my legs up the wall so that there's some blood getting to my brain. It looks kind of goofy doing Shakespeare laying on my bed with my feet in the air, but it does work. It helps me to remember things quickly. Number 2 is I use compression all of the time, even under costumes. I'm almost constantly wearing compression tights all the way down my legs and a compression corset around my middle just to try and get more blood to my brain. I found that compression socks are better than nothing, but not as helpful as tights and corset are. Because I'm always wearing these things, I'm wearing them even when I go in for costume fittings for shows. So when they're getting measurements of me, they're getting measurements of me in my compression wear. I also make sure to have a conversation with whoever is in charge of costumes and make sure that they know that I will be wearing tights and that I would like to wear a corset if I can. Having compression just means that more blood gets to my brain, so it's safer for me to be upright for longer. And number 3 is that I use my mobility aids in class. This semester, I'm in a dance class, a vocal class, a stage combat class, and an improv class that I use my wheelchair in consistently. I do my best to make sure that I always have my mobility aid with me in class, even if I don't feel like I'm going to need it that day. That way, if it's a more physically demanding class than I'm anticipating, I always have it to fall back on. If I'm doing a piece where I think the character could be disabled and it would make sense to have them sitting, I use the chair. And if not, I always have it there for emotional support, if nothing else. Living with a chronic illness is frustrating because it impacts every aspect of your life. But I promise you are still capable of so much. You are not powerless, and there are still beautiful things that you are going to get to create. Make accommodations for yourself. Listen to your body and participate in the things that you love in whatever way you possibly can. You can still do so much. I promise. You are not powerless. Okay. I love you. Bye.
How did you run out of fuel that quickly? I emptied it out. Emptied it? Why? To make room for the tuna.
Must be dramatic, but